the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World is dramatically changing forever. Come with me and we'll take a look at some of the changes, along with some secrets and hidden spots in the Magic Kingdom. Most notably, the castle. So the castle was painted the rose gold and the rich royal blue on top of the spires for the 50th anniversary about 5 years ago, end of 2020 into 2021. Here's a pretty good shot of the moat that's empty. See underneath the bridge there, the drawbridge. It's not really a drawbridge. Coming down. Oh, hey, there's my shadow. Hello. So going up the side of the castle, you can see the front still mostly rose gold, and the back is the primer gray. And once they finish the primer gray, it's going to probably be something similar to that anyway, once it's finished. The bottom portion, that is it's not really stone blocks, but it's made to look like stone blocks. It's actually made out of fiberglass. Looks like they've already painted most of the bottom, at least the gray part, not the gold accents. You can see in the back here, where right there, the gold accent went away to a lighter gray. But the blocks, when they painted that, just like they did 5 years ago, it turns into a giant paint by number, just like they do at Epcot during the Festival of the Arts. Each one of those blocks gets numbered, and then that number corresponds to a particular paint color. And then when the painter comes by, he knows what color to paint each individual block based on what number it was given. Looking the other way in the moat towards Tomorrowland, you can see the waterfall is not falling. It is turned off. Gives them a chance to kind of clean out all the sludge and the Mickey ears and things that fall off the bridge. Quite a while ago there was a plush Donald Duck sitting up there on the waterfall for the longest time. Somebody finally came and got that, I guess. There you go. It's a pretty good look at how the gold accents, there's still gold at the top of each one of the windows, but down along the sides of the window it's starting to turn into the gray. All the way up the back, the rose gold has disappeared. Back here in Fantasyland behind the castle, this divider, it's already been completely repainted to give you an idea of how the castle might look. Let's head over to Tomorrowland and see some of the other changes that are coming. On top of the Astro Fizz, at one time was a big red, kind of a faded red flying saucer spaceship looking thing that was rumored to have been used in Flight of the Navigator. Just ahead of us there is the Carousel of Progress. And I think it was D23, they announced that we're going to get our very own Robot Walt animatronic of Walt Disney here in the Magic Kingdom, just like they've got over in Disneyland. It's rumored exactly where he's going to show up in the show. I would imagine probably in the very beginning. There's some archival footage of Walt talking about the design of the Carousel of Progress, and he actually gets one of the Imagineers that was working on the show at the time to demonstrate how some of the animatronics of the show work. That's probably where he'll end up. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. They've got so much stuff closed for construction in the Magic Kingdom right now, I don't think they're going to do this anytime soon, but we'll keep our eye out for it, and when it shows up we'll check it out. This is Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. That's one of the ones getting a big overhaul. It's going to get new blasters. I'd imagine the ride vehicles are going to get redesigned, and probably the targets and how the targets interact with each one of the blasters is going to get redesigned also. I'm pretty excited to see how this turns out. They're saying it's going to open up in spring of 2026. We're in February now, so I would imagine probably in the next month or two, maybe 3, this should be ready to go, and we'll check that out as well. Oh yeah, look at that. They are painting the rocks. They are painting them as we speak. Well, that lady over there is waving her arms in the air. But they're getting more of a, I don't know what you would call that, kind of a dark gray, metallic look to them. Cool. As long as they don't paint them that weird looking sandstone red that they were several years ago. Making our way over to Adventureland and then into Frontierland, we stopped at the crossing for the moat, the more remote moat. Okay, I'll be here all day. Anyway, they've got the moat drained up to this point, again for repainting the castle and the rocks and things around the base of the castle, and to kind of clean out all the gook and everything that collects over the years. So let's head over to Frontierland and see some of the biggest changes in Magic Kingdom Park and probably its history in 50 years since it's been open. And there's a couple of secrets we're going to throw in at the end here that I found. We're going to take a look at those as well. Tiana's Bayou Adventure, formerly Splash Mountain. I haven't done it yet, so I really have no opinion as to how well the ride stacks up to what Splash Mountain was. The outside is definitely a different look. In Louisiana, I can't think of any mountains in Louisiana, so I'm not real sure what they were going for there, but one day soon we'll ride this and I'll give you an opinion. Last time I did Splash Mountain was probably 6 months or so before it closed. Watching some of the splashers come down. I haven't watched a whole lot of videos on Tiana's Bayou Adventure, but I have watched a couple, unfortunately, so spoiler alert. The people that I have watched said that you do get more wet in the front of the boat with Tiana's Bayou Adventure than you did with Splash Mountain. I don't know. There's been times I've come down in Splash Mountain, I got pretty wet, and there's other times I came down and not so much. And those times I'm referencing were sitting in the front of the boat. So I don't know. I don't know what they would have done to make you get more wet, but I guess maybe, like you see here, some of these kind of a rock feature, and there's right in where at? Right up here. Maybe they've added a couple of those. You see when that water hits it, how water splashes back. I don't know. We'll have to check it out sometime. Big Thunder Mountain's been down for a pretty good while, since before the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island closed. It looks like they've given it a fresh repaint. The track, I know, is removed or replaced, I guess is a better word. They had a big crane. The crane's gone now. So I'm wondering, with the replacement of the track, I wonder if they added in the dynamite scene that you see in Disneyland Paris, and I think Disneyland out in California has the dynamite scene now too. The Big Thunder Mountain's scheduled to open, or rumored, I guess is a better word, to open spring of 26, the same as Buzz Lightyear. Oh, look at here. So over here we got a concrete pumper truck. This is going to be the Cars Land themed attraction. My understanding and the concept art that I've seen, the Rivers of America will partially still exist, probably along this walkway here. In the concept art is what it shows. I guess they'll use that as a buffer between Cars and Frontierland, because Cars really didn't show up in the Frontier with horses, but it'll be interesting to see how they pull that theming off. And then back in the back over there, behind Big Thunder and to the right of that big tree right in front of us, is going to be Villains Land, or at least that's part of where that's supposed to be, if I've got my bearings right. Villains Land is probably Walt Disney World's answer to Universal Studios Darkmoor, or their, I don't know what else they call their dark evil land. Darkmoor, I think, is the name of it. We'll see if it pans out. It's rumored the new CEO of Walt Disney World, or the Disney company, is Josh DeMario. And with his taking over about a week ago, he announced to scrap the plans for Villains and have it bigger and better, something to that effect. So I guess he's going to try to come in similarly to Michael Eisner. When Eisner came in, he kind of did the same thing with the Aliens ride, and when that was due to open, he rode that, and the ride, he wanted the ride to be more scary, and that pushed that project back 5 or 6 months before the park finally allowed it to open after it had been rethemed. So we'll see what Villains Land turns into. It'll be interesting to see. I'm curious to see how the walkway is going to handle the traffic going back and forth around Cars Land. Is it going to go between Cars Land and, say, Big Thunder? Or is it going to go around between Cars Land and, say, Haunted Mansion? I don't know. Time will tell. I've got a video planned for the future. I don't know, maybe the next video or 2 or 3, somewhere in there, talking about the Tom Sawyer's Island and the Rivers of America and the riverboat, and just my opinion as to why that went away. There's a lot of different things. Most of it's conjecture at best. There's really no concrete information from Walt Disney World that says why they got rid of it and decided to retheme it for Cars Land. But we'll talk about that in another video. That's coming up in the future. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. That'll keep you up to date on future videos. And if you like this content, hit that thumbs up. That helps out a lot. That tells people that the video is being watched and helps push it out onto the platform. I really appreciate it. What's left of the riverboat station. Erased from existence. Well, almost erased. It's still here, but of course the riverboat's gone. You'll watch that first step if you open that door. Among some of the secrets we were going to talk about, here's a replica of the Liberty Bell, the one that's in Philadelphia. Makes me wonder if they used the same cast, or maybe, I don't know, maybe a different cast. It's hard to say. But over here, you can see the Liberty Tree. And the Liberty Tree, if you look, has lanterns hanging inside of it, or from it. And there's 13 lanterns. Each one of the lanterns represents one of the 13 original colonies for the United States. I thought that was pretty cool. Most people walk under this and never even realize it. I know for years I walked under it and I saw the lanterns. I knew they were there. I just didn't know there were 13 of them and what they represented. Let's see if we can find the other hidden feature here. It's going to be a little harder to find, I think. What I'm looking for, well, one of these windows are supposed to be 2 lanterns, so I'm not sure exactly what window it is, but the lanterns represent the 2 lanterns that were placed inside of the Old North Church in Boston on April 18th, 1775, when it was discovered that the British troops were rowing across the Charles River rather than marching by land. This was a prearranged signal that indicated Paul Revere to make his ride that night to announce to the colonists that the British were coming. I just can't find the window they're in. I don't know. I'm not sure it's that one. We're gonna keep looking. We're gonna walk around the side. We're gonna head towards Haunted Mansion. Maybe it's over that way. There you go. There they are. 2 lanterns. One here, one there. This is on the back side of the Hall of Presidents. Never even knew they were there. Check that out, man. That's the thing about Magic Kingdom that's so often missed, is there's all kinds of little details like that that are in the theming. Most people have no idea is even there. We'll take a look at some of the other stuff in the future. I don't want to include it all in this one video. But that's what makes coming to the Magic Kingdom, Walt Disney World, or most of the Disney parks, for different reasons, all the Disney parks, it's what makes it so appealing, to me anyway, are those little theming details that are included. And it gives you little things after a while that you can look for, even after you've been coming to the Magic Kingdom for years. You can check out those little details. And there you go, Haunted Mansion is behind the scrim. They recently put up the scrim to look like the Haunted Mansion on the outside. I don't know. I wonder what they're doing. Are they just giving the outside of the Haunted Mansion a refresh, which is most likely? Or is this something that they're redoing the walkway and they're going to do it in stages to change the entry point to the Haunted Mansion itself? I don't know. Put down in the comments what you think. I'm curious. Seems like to me if they're going to keep part of the Rivers of America, and if it's going to stretch up along where the old Mike Fink keelboats used to be, which is right here, this building right here, it seems like to me if they're going to keep that waterway, you're going to have probably 2 entrances and exits to Villains Land, and one of those is going to have to come by here, which means they're going to either have to cross over Cars Land and walk over, or you're going to have to run alongside of Cars Land and the Haunted Mansion on this one side, which means then they're going to have to change how the entryway is for the mansion itself. So we're going to do the walkthrough at Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. We haven't done that in a good long time. It's one of the beauties to having an annual pass, is you don't feel pressured so much to do as much in the parks as you possibly can. You can come in, do a couple of rides, and when you get tired or hot, head on out. You can see the water wheel is fully operational. It was down for a pretty good while. Not real sure why. I guess it was getting refurb maybe. So in the movie, when the ship wrecks in the storm, the family gathers what they can that's salvageable from the ship and they bring it up here and they build a treehouse out of it. That's why you see the ship's wheel over there and the Oregon playing the Swiss polka. In the movie, this was supposed to be the boys' room up here. Fritz and Ernst and Francis. Back down at ground level, this is Mother's kitchen. The water from the water wheel goes up, makes its way down through, and eventually comes out down here. There's a water jug or something where they basically made a kitchen sink out of it and running water. Might be around the side here. Oh yeah, there you go, right there. So the water comes down through the bamboo up above and right down into that big conch shell, running water. In the movie, just before the pirates show up, they have a kind of a field day celebration thing because the three boys, or the two boys, came back and they had brought with them, I forget what the girl's name was, but anyway, they decided to have a kind of a celebration day, and they made this chair. This was supposed to be Mother's chair. I wonder if it's screen used or not. I don't know of anything that says that it is, but knowing the way Disney does things, it very well could be. Walking down here by the Crystal Palace, you see all these plants that are cut real close to the ground. And they prune the trees way back. This is evidence of the real harsh freeze that we had in Florida, oh, I'd say 2 weeks ago. One of the other big changes in Magic Kingdom is with the Walt Disney World Railroad. They're only running the train between Main Street and Fantasyland. All the track between Frontierland Station and Fantasyland, or at least part of the way, has been pulled up so they can do the construction for Villains Land, and probably going to reroute some of the track back there like they did in Disneyland for Star Wars Land. Well, there you have it. Major changes in Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. Arguably changing the look and the feel of the Magic Kingdom forever, especially with the taking out of the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island. That's for a whole nother video. It's going to be interesting to see how it all comes together. I'm excited and just a tad disappointed at the same time. I appreciate each and every one of you that tuned in for the video. If you want more content like this, make sure you hit that thumbs up. That really helps. Also, don't forget to subscribe. That'll keep you up to date for future videos. My name is Wandering Rick, and this is my new YouTube channel, Traveling to Extreme. Remember folks, life's an adventure. You gotta live it. See you in the next video.